But I think it's been somewhat of a stroke of genius because with Trump opposing, at least for a short time, the release of the Epstein files, this actually worked the Democrats up in order to get them to unequivocally support the release of the Epstein files. And I think at the end of the day, once we get to examining them, it's going to hurt the Democrats a heck of a lot more than it's going to hurt the Republicans. So we're going to be able to see which Democrats, and we already know of a few that were working directly with Jeffrey Epstein to oppose Trump, but we're going to see which of these Democrats probably don't need to be elected again.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your brother Wise, man. I appreciate you guys pulling up today. We got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about it. Family, you cannot make this stuff up. Cenk Uygur, Anna Kasparian, TYT, the Young Turks, they're suddenly realizing that shouting release the Epstein files might have been the dumbest political move Democrats have made this year. Because now that the files are actually being discussed, Cenk is in full meltdown mode. You can literally watch him come into terms with the fact that this isn't landing at the feet of the Republicans. It's actually boomeranging right back onto Democrats. It's practically yelling that Democrats are going to regret pushing this because, in his own words, they're all over the files. They're everywhere. And then he starts naming real people, real names, prominent Democrats. One of the biggest one is the fool Larry Summers, who's appears a multitude of times all throughout the records. We got to get into this, man. We got to get into this because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Larry Summers, but he's involved in writing Project 2029, which you can't help but laugh at because it looks bad, man. Now, for context, Project 2029 is not some secret Epstein scheme. It's a Democratic policy and messaging initiative aimed at shaping long-term strategy and maintaining political power heading into 2028 and the 2030 election cycles. Just think about it. It's the blueprint for the party's future direction. It discusses the economy, governance, institutional control, you name it. It's basically a planning document. It's not a scandal. Hit the like button, share the video. Let's get into it.
So I'm on the left, I'm a Democrat, but what the hell was that? That was crazy. So he's apparently got these Congress people on speed dial and he's watching, I read the whole story, of course, and he's watching the entire hearings and he's texting people different directions. Did anybody know that Epstein was running our government? I mean, that was amazing. Did you see? She doesn't know who Rona is, so she misspells it in the text. She thinks it might be an acronym for something, and then she says, Ms. Rona. Rona's her first name. It's Rona Graff, the assistant for Trump. She literally has no idea what she's asking. She's only asking that question because Epstein directed her to ask that question.
Yeah, it's a bad look all the way around. It's a bad look. And these are the people that they said, hey, if you put us in power, hey, we're going to do the right things. We're going to play by the rules. Put one of us in these positions. We got you.
And interesting that Epstein at that point is directing people on how to damage Trump. So that doesn't serve any of my interest for me to tell you that, but that's what's happening in that hearing, right? You got to be fair and you got to call out what's actually happening. But what's interesting in all the emails is Epstein goes back and forth, back and forth. Should we hurt Trump or should we help Trump? Should we hurt or help? And depending on what Trump is saying. And he categorizes Trump as dangerous. My guess as to why he thinks Trump is dangerous is because usually when someone is bought or blackmailed, they stay bought or blackmailed, right? Whereas Trump is so volatile, they're not sure how to handle him, right? Should we hurt him or should we use him as an asset? I'm saying it openly.
I mean, we're sitting here watching Cenk connect the dots in real time. He's realizing that, yeah, these people are not who they thought they were. They are exactly who we thought they were. But it's funny that you're starting to see people like him come out and realize that, hey, the entire party's compromised.
Hey guys, they're all over Ehud Barak's emails from Job Site News is how Epstein is conspiring with Ehud Barak, former prime minister of Israel, with literal Israeli spies. He's getting, and by the way, there's Democrats all over the emails. There's Dana Bash's ex-husband, Jeremy Bash, who works in the Democratic.
Dana Bash's husband is in this. Go figure. Go figure. Now, we've talked about this multitude of times on the channel. We know that your majority of your journalists out there, mainstream media, they're just a propaganda arm for the DNC, willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that that side over there, gets the power that they want.
Administration. He's organizing tours for the former Prime Minister of Israel, but only because Epstein asked him to. What? Why is Epstein being feted by both the very top of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party? So now to Larry Summers. Look, guys, there's two giant problems with Larry Summers here. Number one, the emails are devastating. He's asking Epstein for how he can, quote unquote, get horizontal with a woman that he's mentoring at work. Jesus Christ, man. And then he talks about using his position of power and privilege. It's like out of a Me Too manual, right? And he's like, but she can't get that access to that stuff that I have and the things that she needs for her professional career unless she gives me the sex. Like, oh my God, right? And he's talking to Epstein about this, and Epstein's like, atta boy, I don't let her get away with anything without giving you sex. And both for Plaskett and for Larry Summers was a Treasury Secretary under under Bill Clinton, and then he was the top economic advisor to Obama. And they're both talking about how to conspire to make sure that they use sex for their own advantage and etc. Okay, but then the second problem for Larry Summers being at Center for American Progress is Larry Summers is the most neoliberal, pro-corporate guy in the entire Democratic Party. Part of the reason he didn't become Treasury Secretary on top for Obama is because progressives were like, no, Timothy Geithner was bad enough. And we already had Summers destroy our economy by doing all of these disgustingly pro-corporate positions. So he's writing up Project 2029? No, thank you. Then I don't want to back anyone backed by Center for American Progress, because that means that they're already working on how to ruin the Democratic Party by making it a neoliberal dumpster for whichever corporations are funding them. I think that's actually even more offensive. No to Larry Summers under any and all circumstances, especially this one.
It's crazy because this dude's realizing that having a party strategist like Summers tangled up with Epstein, and in these documents, even by association, completely demolishes the moral high ground that these Democrats thought that they were claiming or thought that they were standing on. Seriously, I mean, this dude basically admits on camera that, hey, this was a mistake and this is going horribly. The Democrats push for something without understanding where it leads. And it's bad. When even the Young Turks, are sounding the alarm, it's bad. I want to pull this clip up of the president discussing this situation here. Hey, Trump's out here playing chess, man.
As far as the Epstein files I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people.
Yeah, a lot of these people, the average American, they just didn't even know who they were. This Summers character who's played pivotal roles all throughout different administrations, throughout the years, who was at Harvard, who I believe has recently resigned. I mean, it's just a diabolical individual, to say the least. And the fact that this dude was part of the group that is crafting the next agenda, or crafting the agenda for 2028 called Project 2029. Wow. Hey, Trump was right the entire time, man. Trump was right the entire time. And I'm at a point now where, you know, I truly believe that this dude is out here playing chess, keeping the cards, you know, held close to the vest, and forcing the Democrats to jump out there, to include mainstream media, to jump out there and demand for these files to be released, knowing that it would incriminate them. It's crazy. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts on all of this, man? This is wild. Sheesh. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hey, as always, I appreciate you guys, man. Join the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. And as always, keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with y'all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.